Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This game is absolutely awesome. I just read the latest community report, and as if helicopters and the ability to construct things with helicopters on the other side of the map wasn't a cool enough feature for the next update, now we're going underground. Oh, I can't believe it. There's gonna be the ability to put pipes and infrastructure underground, so stuff like pipes, these heating pipes, you'll be able to go underground. You'll be able to put roads underground, rail underground, pedestrian pathways you'll be able to put underground, and that is going to be super awesome. It'll also mean that you can actually build across infrastructure that is underground, so now we won't struggle so much with pedestrian connections to things miles away, because we could actually just maybe run a little path. We can build a range of things around it with paths underneath. That would be so cool. So I'm very cool and keen and excited to see that feature. So in the between episodes, what I've done is I've tweaked this little rail section over here a little bit more. So now we shouldn't see as many trains getting stuck over here as we did in the past. So there's a lot better infrastructure running through here with the rail. So we've got the double rail track running through here with some sections where you can get off and the likes. So actually I could probably tie that one in straight through here. I wonder if I can do that instead of the double tie-in like so. Let's have a quick look and see if that is something that could work. Could we? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That seems quite reasonable. Let me get rid of this section. We'll get rid of a little bit more there so that we can make sure we tie it in nice and smoothly. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna pay for that, of course. And let's just make sure we get our block signal out on the other side. There we go. Nice. And we can also bring all of these guys forward. So obviously we're going to get someone to come out over there, another block signal there, and we can squeeze in a chain right over here. So that, I think, will work so much better now. I think so. I think so. And through here, we've got multiple. If I go back into this view, we've got the inbound movement there and get out on that side. This is a slot where it can go in and then come back out this way. It can't go out that way. It can go out that way, but it can't come in from this side. And then on this last one, it can come in on this side. Okay, come in all the way over here, come in, and then load and go out into that general direction. So we're using that a little bit more, so that would be good. Okay, now what else happened? Let's move across the world over here. So I've built the cable car thingy over here. Cable car. So now we're feeding in workers over here, working it via cable car. There's a fair bit of construction that happened over here, finished off some mines and stuff. I'm still fairly uncomfortable about these mines in close proximity to the town, so we'll see how we lay out some stuff. So now this town really has the ability to really grow. We've got power over here, we've got heating over here, so now we can really grow this town. Oh, and the port construction was fully built over here. What is this guy doing? Oh, it's actually unloading some fuel for us over here. So if we have some forklifts over here, I have to change things up a little bit around here because we didn't quite have, excuse me, we didn't quite have everything we needed. And I'm still a little bit worried that that's not going to be enough stuff to get some ships built over here. But now we can start building ships. Yeah. There's a road connection that I built over here. Our construction crews built this over quite a long time. I think we talked about it in the last episode, and now it is in fact built. And yeah, I think that's about it. Now what we're going to do in this episode, I'm pretty sure this happened in the last episode, yeah, and it's up and running, and so now we are feeding this, so we're storing a little bit more livestock. All of this is working. We're loading up all of this. The logistics is sorted out as per the last episode. I know it took ages to get that done. And now the next step for us is to cross over this way and set up our refineries. Okay, so because nothing is being constructed at the moment, I'd rather we, well, maybe set something up for construction. Let's have a quick look at our population. 62,000. We've got 1,800 living at home. Our deaths are higher than I would like. So I'll have to come back and have a look at what that is. We've got food, though. Maybe it was a shortage of some sorts. Anyway, what I want to do is maybe expand this town a little bit over here. Maybe in this general area would be good. Can we... Let's have a quick look. Can we get a connection under here? Cannot. We can't do that because of the... It's not great. We can obviously do this, but I don't necessarily like... Ooh, what was that? No way. We're not going to do that, but it's pretty interesting that it did that for a second there. Oh, it really doesn't want to do that though. Okay, well, anyway, we'll make sure that we... Oh, it can't do this side either? What the hell? How can you not get pedestrians underneath there? Man, those underpasses can't come quick enough. Oh, crap. I didn't want to do that. Let's go back. There we go. Okay, so what I wanted to do is maybe get a few more houses built over here. So maybe the first thing that we'll do is we'll set out a nice additional section over here. And what I might do is I might use the slightly lower ones like I've done over here, so that we don't have as many people in this area as we get further away from town. So we're slowly getting lower and lower densities as we get away from town. Maybe we can even space the guys out a little bit further apart, stuff like that, just to reflect the fact that we are not on top of everything anymore. Well, on top of the center of town anymore. So let's see about that. And of course, we're getting a pretty high population, and we want to start moving across to the other side. So let's quickly get a few things up and running first. So I'd like to do maybe a double 4-story over here as maybe a starting point over here. Some of the newer varieties is pretty good. Man, getting the heating underground would be really cool. So if we do something like this, yeah, I don't mind that too much. So we'll do that. We'll even get another one. We'll try and get it in line. Huh? So if we do something like that, move them away from each other a fair bit, and maybe we'll do something a little bit more interesting, like something like this. Okay, so what was that? That was new 1 double 4-story. So let's do new 1 double single. I mean, yeah, new 1. That was about that. And we'll certainly squeeze something in on this side too. No power over here though, so we need to see about sorting out power. Is that... I'm a little worried that that's not... Well, it's pretty good in terms of alignment. What I'd rather do is I'd rather move that one a little closer. So if we... new 1 double 4-story is the one that I'm after. And I did the 4-story ones over here as well. Let's quickly get rid of this guy. And then we'll... Just want to make sure we get it in there nicely. Okay, there we go. So there's a little bit of stuff to be built, the 4-story ones over here. And then what I'm thinking we can do is let's get a bit of a park going on at the back of it over here. So let's maybe just grab our normal stuff. So if we go modded parks, sports playgrounds. So we've got some few things that will be a little bit bigger. So this will be like basketball stuff. Actually, this is soccer kind of stuff. Right? These are modded things. Sports playground. Ooh, I like that. Let's see about squeezing in a bit of a sports playground right over there. And then we'll go back to the unmodded stuff. So we'll see what else we can get. Maybe one of these guys. We'll pull it back a little bit so we have room for maybe a shop on the road there. Well, we could do a little something like this. Okay, let's do that. And then what we'll do is we'll do a double tennis court. Oh, beautiful. Something like that. I think that could be pretty good. Now, go back and get our rest of our stuff here. So we've got a shop all the way over there. So let's get a small shop in place as well. So modded shops. What do we have? A grocery. I want a little bit of everything, really. So this is something like this, a commercial building. Yeah, out over here. Not bad. Can we get it nice and close? Yeah, let's do that. We'll get that guy up and running there. So we'll have a shop in this spot that can feed out these guys a little bit. We probably need another fire station out over here, right? Where is our... I think this is our only fire station. It can cover all the way up to there, but probably about time for us to think about another fire station. But maybe on this side, we'll have a look at that. Okay, let's get it. So how much does this thing take? 15 tons of food. So meat storage, maybe a bigger meat storage over here. So let's get ourselves that storage, the cold storage. We've got a pretty, the extra small, we'll just get the small storage done there. We'll do that. Not a big fan. Right, so we're gonna go do the refinery stuff right now. I just want to put a few things ready to go under construction over here. So can we do that? It's not great. I'm not very fond of that. But it's okay. It's slightly less busy over here, so I'm not too worried about that. So I just want to get a few things up and running for construction. So we'll get this block done. So now we're going to step down a little bit. We're going to go residential again, and we're going to grab the 3-story stuff. What? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to stick with the new one, but we're now going to move down to 3 stories. Can we do the new 3-story double? Oh, beautiful. It's going to squeeze in here, right? Unless we now go into this direction. And we can still squeeze in something over there. Yeah, let's do that. So now we'll do 3-story on this side. There should be enough room to squeeze by there, but we don't need it right up against it either. Something like that. Yes, there we go. Let's see about getting this guy in there. We'll get a single. We can get a double in there, but let's get a single in there instead. So new 3-story single. Maybe we can get now the question is, do we do, I like this actually. It's not as there we go, and we can even squeeze one in here if we wanted to, but I'd rather we get a few bits and other pieces available as well. So there we go. That's a pretty tight little setup over here, especially this side. That side is so. But let's. I'm not gonna be fussed by that too much. So let's do that. Get that guy up and running there. There we go, something like this. In there. Man, I'm loving what we're doing over here. And if we tie that in over there, that's awesome. So that's a pretty decent little stretch. If we then stretch down here, we'll have to see how that works. I don't want to run it front there just yet. That's okay. This will provide all those guys with access. We can probably do a bit of access out over here somewhere. I don't know if that's necessary. Let's trim that guy back just for a bit. Okay, now with that in mind, we should be able to get construction crews out to absolutely everything. So let's just do the ones that we think is going to be really necessary for the time being to get everything up for construction, at least. We'll do that. This one is not being constructed. That's why I wanted to get that extra section done there. We'll do this. We'll tie that one in. Get that one tied in. We'll get this one tied in. Get that one tied in. Right there, right here, and right there. And I think that should be okay. It's not going to build this. I'm going to build that. Really? There we go. Now you should build it. And this guy, you probably need to... Anyway, we'll tie that one in there. And what we'll need to do is we'll need to find this guy a bit of a home. And I almost think it's going to be this kind of thing. Something like that. There we go. Let's do that. Get all of that commissioned. So now there'll be a fair bit of construction going on over here, this side of the spectrum. We do need some power there. Okay, now we can actually play the game, let it run. And now I'm very tempted to start seeing about our bits and pieces. So let's start off by identifying the oil. Okay, so we want oil. I believe it's really over here. There should be two big spots over here. There's one there. Hopefully it's not in the water. Oh, yeah. There's a big, well, it's not big, but we'll get at least a few pump jacks in there. So let's quickly see about that. If we, I want them in the absolute green. Well, the issue is, do you want it right in the middle? Apparently you do. Apparently you just want it right in the middle. So, but what I'll do is I'll try and get a little bit more from it. We'll do that, and we can do that. So we're getting about three pretty decent pump jacks. Can get a fourth one over there, but I don't think that's going to be really that beneficial. So I think something like 3 pump jacks over this way, and then we'll get a few more pump jacks over here. So we'll try and orient them all in the same kind of general direction. Is that kind of okay there? Ooh, this side we may actually get a bit of a fourth one going on. That's going to be a little bit problematic. So we could do a fourth one over there, maybe even a fifth one. Maybe that's okay. Maybe what we'll do is that's okay. Like 5 of them. I think 5 of them is going to be just fine. Can we? The question is, however, can we go back over here and see if we can? Yeah. Well, let's do that. That's probably not right, but we can probably do something a little bit more adventurous over there. So we've got like 10 pump jacks over here that will give us a pretty decent bit of fuel to collect. So what I want to do is I want, under the modded storage piece, I believe we've got the big large oil storage with the loader, and that's the one that I'm after. So really, this is not going to work straight off the bat. So if we zoom out a little bit, let's think about that. We zoom out a little bit. So I want the oil over here. Then what we'll do is we'll put the refinery next to it. We'll get some trains to run through it. We'll get the harbor, and we'll get the roads to run on this side, and see maybe that goes from there. Okay, so with that in mind, let's quickly place the refinery first. And I'm just going to go with the standard refinery, modded refinery here for us. That's the oil refinery, the big guy. It's not huge, but it's the big guy. Okay, so if we go, I'm wondering, how much do we do here? It does 125 tons of fuel per day. That's 2.5 times what we're currently producing. with the other one. So the question is, do we actually set up 2 of these guys? It's kind of what I'm wondering about. So if we say, we'll give a little bit of room for the expansion of the port facility. So if we do a double setup, no, don't even think about connecting them, but something like this, okay? It's kind of the plan, okay? Then we need the storages on this side and other storages on this side. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Now let's get me the modded storages with the loader. Okay, so what I'm keen on is I'm keen on running it. You know what? We could just run it like that, so that actually wouldn't be too problematic if we try and run it a little bit like this. Okay, so a pretty big storage over there. What I'd like to do on the other side, okay, now we're starting to talk a little bit. So now let's do this on the other side. And what I'd like to do is stagger them. If we do the one there. Now the issue with staggering them is that we're not necessarily able to. Okay, so let's do something like this. We'll provide ourselves a little bit more room. And of course, the piece that we need to worry about is that we need a bit of a train station over here to actually unload workers in this area. So that might be a bit of an issue. Okay, let's quickly redo that. Let's take this one out and provide ourselves a little bit more room to maybe get a train station in here that can unload workers, because this is all that's going to need workers over here, but that's going to need a lot of workers. Let's go back over there, and unfortunately we can't do the underground connections just yet. So if we maybe not stagger them, but we move it. I think something like this is reasonable. Maybe rather give ourselves a little bit more room over there. Okay, so we'll have fuel being picked up, we'll have bitumen being picked up, we'll have a spot for oil to be dropped off from all over the show. Now, from a rail perspective, let's quickly get some stations over here. Train depot, no. Train, railroad transfer station. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a station / platform, right? Transformer. Where is it? Platform. Platform station. There we go. That's the one. And I'm keen on which one? Look, I don't think we need substantial through movement here, though. Something like that would be sufficient. I just don't want to. Okay, we just need to. Yeah, I think something like this is going to be just fine. I think something like this is going to be just fine as long as we've got some roads in here. Is that about right? We don't need anything bigger than that. We don't have through stations though, but we don't need through stations here because this is not going to be a through track. So I'm comfortable with this for now. I am comfortable with something like this for now. We probably need a power station, not a power station, a fire station over here somewhere. Okay, so with that in mind, now let's see about roads. I'm tempted to run one pretty big kind of road up here. Let's so if we do something like that, now I'm keen enough to tie those in as is over here. This doesn't need anything. We'll get some pathways up alongside it. I'll go with something slightly less dramatic to go over there. Though I would like us to actually, we just need a bit more space for that over there. The fire station. Let's get the fire station down first. Modded fire station. Fire station. There we go. This is the one. I think something like this, like the volunteer fire station, something like that, should be pretty good. We're not blocking this guy. I don't want to block any of this. We want it pretty close, and we'll make use of the same road to go through there. I think I like it. I think that should be okay, and it should give us enough fire station stuff to go on. Now, if we try and get the middle here, yeah, I like that. Now, all we need to do is let's make it do that, and we'll get it to do that. That's okay. Yeah, it's okay. That is fine. So there we go. So now we've got, we need, what do we do? We need to get a bit of rail planned. So for the rail, I'm going to start it off with these guys. So let's extend our rail out a little bit. What the hell is happening here? No, nothing too bad. And we'll do the very same thing and run rail over this way. So we'll see how we deal with this. This might be a two-way actually. We'll see. Of course we need a bit of rail through here, but what I'm wanting to do is actually run something like a bit of this. Right, please don't do that. Yeah, something like that. And what I thought would be quite interesting to do is maybe we can tie in, no, I don't try and do something like that. Anyway, before we do connections, like, I'm not going to do connections. This is just a bit of this, and what we'll do is we'll also run some rail out over here. No! Not at all what I wanted you to do. Get rid of that and try that one more time. There we go. Okay, so we've got some rail sections done over here. I need to be very careful to commission all of this before we start doing some terraforming over here for that section. So we'll have a fair bit of oil coming directly into here, okay? We'll have the capacity to create substantial amounts of fuel if we can obviously keep the oil coming in. That kind of setup over there isn't bad. That kind of setup there isn't bad. Now the question is, what I thought about is it is probably in our favor to try and run another rail bridge over here somewhere that then feeds in it from that side, and we'll get this guy to cross over here somewhere. Yeah, absolutely, cross over here somewhere, run with this, and then we'll tie that one in maybe from the other side. So something like that is what I was thinking. So let's plan for a crossing somewhere up here. Okay, so let's run a bit of rail. Oh, this is so frustrating. I hate it when it does that. Snaps to something that it really, really shouldn't be snapping to. And it's when you click the button. Come on. There we go. Okay. So if we plan for a little bit of access from here, let's get the wireframe going. So we would like to hug what is happening over here. What we need to bear in mind is maybe... This is interesting. This is really interesting. So if we go and say... actually, this is left, right-hand drive. So if we do something like this, and we hug the well, maybe that's a little too much. We don't necessarily need to hug it all that much. I'd rather we get it a little smoother. Actually, let's straighten it up a tad. And then what we'll do is we'll try and get it a smooth little move in there. And what we can do is we can do a bit of this. Yeah, so something like that, right? That's coming around this way. And if we do this guy and we run it in all the other directions. Now, so I don't necessarily believe a two-way operation through here is going to be good. I don't necessarily believe a two-way operation is going to be good. So what we can do is we'll just make sure that the entire thing now goes into a bit of a one-way loop. Right? Is that what we're after? Is that what we're after? Okay, so let's at least get this up to here. Now, the question is, do I tie in all the way at the end there? Okay, the one thing that's missing still, and I don't think we need to get too crazy about that. I'm comfortable with this. What I want to do now is get the port situation sorted out over here. So maybe, actually, what we'll do, I'm going to trim this back because maybe the port situation gives me a little bit pause with regards to this. So let's, yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of all of that. This is going into the port, and this won't be okay. So let's commission all of that, okay? And the same for the roads. I'll commission these road sections, just because if because now I'm going to go into a bit of terraforming, and for this terraforming over here, I think I'm going to use my rubles. So if I'm going to say auto build using rubles, but it's going to be for terraforming. So what I'm going to do as the first thing is I'm just going to try and do a little bit of this, all right? Yeah. That's good. Get rid of all of that. This is nice and dredged. Okay, something like that. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. Apparently the terraforming should be working much better now, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, I think that's pretty good. What I'll also do is I'll just trim out this guy. Just because, wow, that's pretty pricey. We spend the rubles really quickly if we terraform using rubles over here. Okay, I wanted to do a little bit of that so that we've got a pretty decent shot of access over here. So that's good. Now, the next step is for us to try and get it all pretty square. I want to make sure that we dig this thing out a little bit so it's nice and square, really. We'll see about smoothing it later. Oh man, this is looking really good. This is really good. Bit of a natural bay, which we're now creating into something that's going to be really cool. Now, I don't know if this is going to be big enough for to be a super port, but I think it's pretty good. There we go. So with that terraforming done, wow, I do love it. I do love that. Now, I'm almost thinking that we're not going to have enough room for everything. So let's switch off the auto build just for the time being. So that, I love this setup. This looks really good. It looks part of the natural river, and it's not going to be within the river. So, oh man, I do like it. I do like it. Now, modded, no, it's not modded. It's we just going to go with the shipping stuff. So the first one is that we need the pumping harbor. Ship docks and things like that. We can get to that. So the pumping harbor, we can squeeze in a pumping harbor over here. I think that'll work. I don't think we need multiple pumping harbors. So we can do the harbor stuff, all the rail yards for the harbor right over here. And then that side, what we can do is we can maybe not have that as square. We could maybe trim in that so it's a little bit more comfortable, so we don't necessarily use as much space. So if we say we'll do one of these. What else do we need? A harbor for aggregate loading. Would we want to do that? What is the other one? Harbor for aggregate unloading, cargo harbor medium, cargo harbor small, pumping harbor. What is this guy? This is a container harbor, containers and vehicles. Certainly. Can we do it from both sides? I doubt it. Yeah, so it doesn't want to overlap. It doesn't want to overlap that. So if we wanted to do this, we needed to make sure that we we have them right next to each other, but they don't like being right next to each other, I think. So let's try a container harbor over here. Something like that, container harbor over there, and then we need the aggregate loading and unloading stuff and medium. We might have had to start it from this side. Anyway, it's fine. We can still extend it a little bit if we wanted to. So that's the what was this one? This was the medium harbor, general harbor. Now we've got aggregate stuff. So maybe we could even do aggregate stuff over here, but we need the two of them. So let's quickly get rid of this guy. We'll do that pumping harbor again. A name for the harbor / oil refinery would be a useful one. So if you have some ideas, please do give them. What is this? Passenger harbors. Actually, passenger harbor won't be. I am actually quite tempted. Maybe a passenger harbor in this little area is not a bad idea. A medium passenger harbor right at the end here somewhere. We might have to do a little extra section for that one, so that these guys can be pretty close to it. I don't mind it. I honestly don't mind the thought of doing that. Let's finish off the rest of it now. Okay, so let's do the pumping one. I honestly don't think we need more than that. We can two boats at the same time can stop over here. So if we do something like that, right? That's pretty good. That's the pumping harbor, and now we've got the aggregate loading and unloading. And I'm kind of tempted to do these guys over here. So we've got a slightly different setup for aggregate over there. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll go back to terraforming. I'm going to trim this guy back a little bit. I'm going to also do a little bit of this, right? So that we get the passenger harbor a little closer. There we go, something like that. It's a little, can we get it a little more rigid? Yeah, we can. We can. That's probably a little over the top. I like that idea. So now we can get a passenger harbor all the way at the end there. Oh, it's getting into winter. Spend a lot of money, like 10 million on the terraforming. But that's fine. That is fine. At least we're using our money for something now, right? So I'm gonna trim it back just a little bit more so that we can get the aggregates on that side. I'm not sure how much we need to go in there. Maybe up to about there. That should be enough for the aggregates. So we need two of them. And to be honest, we don't necessarily have to go all the way back out. We could maybe have a little bit of a bulb out at the end there and get a nice big Lenin statue of some sorts in there. Something like that looks really good to me. As a bit of a harbor area. Oh man, I'm loving it. Let's get our aggregate loading and unloading pieces. Oh man. I just need to, yeah, I don't mind. Where can we, okay, so up to about there somewhere. Actually, let's just get them in as close as we can. So what is this one? This is aggregate loading, aggregate unloading. Okay, so if we do aggregate unloading, right, that's what this is, unloading. We'll do that one over there. Oh, no, cancel. Cancel the contract, please. There we go. We've paid for a little bit of it. I'll just keep that in mind as we squeeze in the next one. But I just want to make sure that we are doing that. Okay, now switch it all off. Aggregate loading and unloading, and the last one I would like us to do is got the ship dock. I don't think we need a dry dock over here, to be very honest with you. I don't think we want a dry dock over here, but we definitely want to maybe do something like this, because that can actually provide us some workers over here. Now the question is, what is the distance here? If I go and grab a power substation to have a look, the problem is we're going to need to run on both sides of it. I might squeeze it in just a little bit more. I might squeeze it in just a tad more. So if I go like that, we'll get about 2 or 3 more. Yeah, that's something like that. Okay, now make it smaller so we get it nice and I like squaring it out quite nicely. Look at that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now go back and give me my passenger harbor thingy. Okay. I think that's going to be nice and close. Crap. I'm building it again. Pause it and cancel the contract. Okay, so with that in mind, there we go. So there's a few things that's already under construction. But there we go. That's our harbor, man. I love it. I think it's an awesome harbor, and I think it's the main harbor to everything. Okay, now, since this is containers, we do need to provide them with all the various storage abilities. If we go to the modded storage, let's quickly have a look. Do we have super fancy container stuff? We can actually do medium waterfront storage and things like that as well. With a train? That is quite interesting. How much does it store? A fair bit, actually. A fair bit. No, I'm not going to do that. What we'd rather do is let's make sure we get some proper pieces going here. So what we're definitely keen on is we want storage for vehicles. Now, storage for vehicles is not open storage, right? Yeah, open storage does not store vehicles. We've got some universal things and so on. But in terms of storage for vehicles, what is that? That's grain elevators and things. Yeah, I don't think we've got massive storage for vehicle situations going on here. Okay, but if we go in here, I believe we've got storage for vehicles over here. So something like this. But what do we have there? So we've got trains going straight in there. Well, let's not block that thing. Actually, this side is probably the way we would want it to operate. Okay, we need to bear in mind. Oh man, look at that. Terraform it a little. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. I'm happy with that. That is pretty cool. If we wanted the rail to go and unload directly into those facilities. And I think that's fine. So let's not build that one just yet. Let's move it in there somewhere. Put it out a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. Happy to do that. So now we've got vehicle storage over there, and we're really using this area quite nicely now, I think. This is for containers. This is for general cargo. So for general cargo, and that's for oil. Oil stuff is all already being stored over here. So all we need to do is provide some decent storage for this guy. So if we go to the modded storage, I want a nice big, and there's two types though. So the two things that needs to be loaded and unloaded over here would be this guy. Happy with the 4K version of it. So something like that, for instance. Quite comfortable with that. Get it as close as possible over there. That's fine. And then we also want, what is this? Aviation fuel storage, nice. Now that's the open storage. Now I also would like the warehouse It feels a little small to me, some of these warehouses. Huge modern storage. That's too big, though. Might be able to squeeze some of these things in. This is big, but that's the huge guy, right? We're not going to get that in here. Quite happy. We can do multiple of these guys, I think, but that's maybe too small. Wow, look at this thing. What is that? Is that storage for vehicles? No, it's just a huge open storage. We don't need it that size. We obviously don't need it that size. Do we have any other big storages? We really don't. We really don't. We really don't. Little storages, all kinds of little things. What are some of these guys? Covered storage 220. They're pretty small, right? 297. This is not bad. This is not a bad one. This gets a fair bit of stuff in here. Right, and it's got a pretty decent connection going for it. That's just the fuel stuff. We do need to make sure that we provide the access for fuel. But I'm quite comfortable to kind of move this storage warehouse over here somewhere. But the fact of the matter remains that a ship is not we're gonna fill up with these kind of things in a heartbeat. And the thing is, I definitely want us to make sure that we've got multiple. That's just too small. But this guy's very big. This guy's huge. How much is this? Is there something that's a little bit more manageable? That's brilliant. I do love that. That as a size is the kind of size that you would want at your port, right? Let's zoom it out. Okay, so if we turn it around so we get the rail connection on this side, that'll be really challenging. We're really close to getting it to work though, really close. And we've got a little bit of extra space here. I'm almost tempted to, if we just pull that back a little, we can probably get it to work. It's just so big, but I wouldn't mind it over here. It will fit the role of this area really nicely. Okay, let's what I'm kind of gonna do here is let's do this, right? And let's no. What am I doing? Terrain smooth, level terrain, level, no, not the average, from the center. Yeah, that's what we want. This is why it wasn't working. To be honest. There we go. Is that like a massive trench that I dug over there? Might have been. Is that too much? Maybe I should do a little bit of this. Let's make that, what? Raise the terrain, buddy. Yeah. It doesn't want to raise the terrain, does it? Oh, it kind of does a little bit at a time. So now if we smooth it again from the center, make it nice and big. There we go. Wow, that's millions that we're spending on it. Okay, let's do that. It's not great. Now go back. try and have another look at whether that open storage, that huge storage, will work. It would be really cool if we could get this to work. Maybe what we'll do, though I'm a little worried that if we do that, okay, hang on, let's get rid of this guy. We'll try the storage, the big one. Actually, this is not bad, though I would probably want to move it over just a little bit. Okay, now with that leveled, let's switch off this. We'll try and get it in here. We need a little bit of space there, and I do really hope that we can actually get it to connect. I'm a little worried about that road connection over there. So if we do this, okay. Now let's try it. Please, please, come on. I might bring that one in a little bit to get it closer to that to work. The other thing that I'm worried about is this thing. That does in fact work, so that's okay. So what I'll do is maybe I'll bring this one a little closer so it can actually tie up, and then we have the ability to have trains in here. Trains need to be able to come out. Trains can go over this way. It's a little tight here. We might move it over just a tad over there, but I think we've got a better working solution now. What I'm after though is, let's go back to the modded storages. We'll get the big 4K here. Do we have anything? Well, that's not 4K. We've got a super big over here, which I'm not gonna do that. We'll just do the 4K. Okay, maybe we'll hold off on that a little. And what I'll do is let's get rid of the cargo harbor. Okay, we'll do this again. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna bring the cargo harbor in a little bit. Okay, now make it smaller, and we'll just try and get it to work a little bit more properly like this. Actually, that is not bad. Not bad. So if we bring the cargo harbor in here, hopefully that will now in fact connect. Let's do it. Do it, cargo harbor medium. Please work. Please, 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 please work. Doesn't wanna. Yeah, it's not quite there yet. I'm gonna have to let this guy go. Also, and I might just trim the entire section over here a little bit. I might just trim that entire section. I'm sure you're not interested in the terraforming, and I probably should have brought back the time lapse, as some of you have commented. But I don't mind. This is the first time I'm really doing a bit of work like this, so I'm not too fussed by it. What I do want to do is just make sure we get as close as possible to this one. Okay, now with that in mind, can we get the cargo? We can. Not with a belt, please. That's the cargo harbor, right? Okay, that's in mind. Now we need the pumping harbor, which I believe will quite easily go in here. Really? Why are you being problematic? Infrastructure? There's no infrastructure here. Where's this guy? No. Okay, let's try. No! This is up, right? Let's level the terrain a little bit over there. Can we try it again? Come on, we need to be able to find a spot for it somewhere. Okay, we need a little bit more. Yeah, we can't get any closer to that. So rather we try and get a little bit of room. Something like that. I'm hoping that'll work. It's really close. Maybe I need to move that one over just a tad. Let's try the pumping harbor one more time. Crap, that's just so... Yeah, it's too much water here. Too much water. What I'm going to do, I'm going to demolish that one, even though I've already started working with it. I'm going to move it over. What? Ah. Okay, so right over there should be fine. Don't make the same mistake again. Okay, so that's okay, that's fine. Now what we'll do is we'll try and raise this up. No, pay for it. Pay for it, buddies, pay for it. Okay, almost there, almost there. Almost to the end of this episode, and yet again, not much has happened. Let's just finish this. I want to finish this first. What I'll do is I'll maybe do the train stuff, all my train tie-ins in between. But what I would like us to do, can we just please level from here? We should be able to get this all nice and level. Nice, that is actually working. We really need to strength tool something, because I think when you're really trying to get a lot of this stuff moving, it's a problem. I mean, it's costing us a ton of money, and now we've lost it. See that? I don't quite get what's happened over there. But we're able to somehow level it again. Okay, maybe all of this will now work a little better. Wouldn't mind getting just a tad more done over there. Anyway, that's okay. Let's try it one more time. Really, we should have enough room now. It's saying it's in... There's a... The one book piece that we actually wanted here, we can't seem to fit in here now. Oh, you know what? It's over there. That's the issue. Oh crap, we need to bring it back completely. That was the issue. That was the issue. Oh crap. Okay, well let's trim it back then. It's interesting. It's not that interesting. But it's crappy. It's crappy that we're struggling so much with it. But I don't know, I don't mind it because this is such a... because I'm planning a real nice big piece of infrastructure for the nation. I don't mind us doing that a little bit. Okay, I think that is about as far as I'm going to trim it. And now we should get it to work here. There we go. Now, with that in mind, let's quickly finish off. So we need one more big open storage over here. So let's quickly grab it in the storage. We'll get this guy. It's the 4000. Now, the issue with this, though, is we won't necessarily be able to get a railway station to go, well, the rail to go in there. We could. Did I just build this thing? Just cancel that contract, please. So it's been paused for now, which is good, because otherwise that would have been built. I think that's going to be okay. Can we... Up to about there, and that's kind of about what we've got going for ourselves over here. So it's almost like we can do a little bit of a town work, a little bit of rail work in here, but unfortunately we need to understand that some of these things we won't actually be able to get to some of them. So if we do a cargo station, so if we do something like this as a cargo station, it's interesting that we've got no access point over there. So if we do something like that as a cargo station to drop off some stuff over there, just because that guy needs to get all kinds of different things. That's just one. There's a few things in here though. Oh, no. No, that's the open storage. So that one would probably do a few different pieces of things, but that's okay. So there we go. So something like that is going to be our harbor, and I've got our aggregates over here. So we just need to make sure we've got some big aggregate storages over here, all sorted out with some rail stations, and we'll get some rail to go all the way around, get it through there. Nice. And we've probably got this walking connection that can happen over there. All in all, I'm quite happy with it, and I do like the idea of these things kind of being a big bell shape in the middle over there. Now, let's go back to the things that was actually under construction during this episode. There wasn't a lot of movement on it, to be honest. Not a lot of movement. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll let that run a little bit. But anyway, that's it. That's going to be it for this episode. So we've got an absolutely awesome kind of refinery and harbor area planned out, and we might have to do another little kind of city or town around this lake over here. I like the idea of doing cities around the lake and things like that. That does appeal to me. We can get this road. The road planning hasn't been done, but we can get this road to come in around there and run it through there and have it run into this area. Obviously, all of this needs construction vehicles to get to it, so we might have to see about how is the best way to get our construction vehicles over here. So we probably need an interchange with the road that comes up into this area so that we can get all of that working. There's a few more bits and pieces of terrain that needs to go in. So what I'll do in between episodes is I'll actually sort out a few more bits and pieces of the connections with especially the rail. But I love this, and we're not terraforming too much with regards to the rest of the area. We're not just creating a big blank flat area. We've done a little bit of terraforming over here to get the ship stuff to work and not clog the river. But we left most of our mountains and things intact, which is what I'm quite happy about. So we'll get one rail to cross over on this side. We'll get another rail to cross over here somewhere, and then hopefully feed into this area in some kind of a logical manner. But that'll take me a bit of time to set that up. Oh crap! I built these anyway. Unfortunately, let's switch that off straight away so it doesn't happen again. But yeah, there we go, guys. There it is, our new harbor. Excellent. If you've got some name ideas, please drop them down below. Bye bye.